All right, reviews and more, and we are back with a quick women's fragrance review. Hopefully it's quick. This is the EDT or Eau de Toilette version of Burberry Brit for Her. This is one that you might be watching this because it shows up in like TJ Maxx, Burlington. In this case, Burlington, it was 40 bucks. But it was 40 bucks for 100 mil, so that price point was pretty good. Normally you find like the 50 mil, sometimes like the 1 ounce or like 30 mil size discount, those kind of discounters. So let's see what we can get out of this. Let's see what it smells like. The profile online is pretty nice. Nothing really offensive about it. My wife said, I like this based on the profile. So we're kind of a blind buy. Don't really know what's going on with it. She likes Burberry for Women, like the original. That's one of her favorites. So when we saw this at the price point for the 100 ml bottle, we're like, let's give it a shot. But it is the EDT, not the EDP, for that price point of $40. So there are better deals out there for the EDP. All right, so as we unbox this thing, we'll take note of the notes. We got green almond in the top note with lime, pear, and lemongrass. So a green citrus with the almond. Almost, I wonder if it's like a amaretto kind of smell, who knows. Then you get in the middle notes, almond again, but sugar, which I like, and the peony, which is the flower I do enjoy. There's a nice little feminine bottle with a little argyle pattern on there, the argyle Burberry pattern. And then the bottom notes are vanilla, mahogany, and amber. So this might be, maybe we can get away with this spring and summer, but it's sounding more like it's going to end up being a fall, winter kind of smell, maybe even early spring. All right, nothing there yet, so it's never been sprayed before, which I kind of figured was the case. Whoop, dropped my paper. All right, let's go get the spray on. I'll do a couple quick sprays off the camera so I can get the initial burst out of there. Atomizer's pretty nice, not gonna lie, it's okay. I would expect for the price to be that decent. A little bit of spotting, but not bad. All right, so there we go. Let that get dried out, get the alcohol gone. If there is any alcohol, oh yeah, that's very fresh. A little alcohol-y though, it's an EDT, so let that dry down just a little bit to get some of the alcohol out. Again, what we're looking for here is green almond, so I'm not sure what green almond is versus regular almond, but I'm no expert. Then you got lime, pear, and lemongrass. Definitely got the lemongrass, which is obviously a kind of citrusy green smell. If you haven't never smelled this, just like the herb. I'll zoom in. There's no point in me just looking at my hands. Yeah, so we got the lemongrass, a little bit of lime. It's more rindy, less sugary sweet. Okay, the green almond I kind of understand now. So it's basically like, imagine, don't think of like a dried roasted almond. Imagine like if you could access it. Most people can't access a green style almond off the tree or something. But it's got just a little bit of nuttiness to it. It's very light. It's not like a roasted coffee bean or like a roasted pecan or a pecan pie or something like that. This is much more, very, very subtle. And I'm gonna go ahead and guess those middle notes of almond are really just that the green notes kind of fading away, because it goes from green almond being the top note to just almond being the center note, or the middle note. I'll do a little bit on the skin, just see what we kind of are working with here as far as pH differences. There we go. Put the cap back on. Nice little presentation. It's nice, very feminine. Got that pink juice in there, kind of makes it look a little more feminine. Maybe the vanilla starts coming out a little bit because it dries quicker. But yeah, definitely got a lot more sugar, a lot more of the peony, the flower, off the skin versus on paper. I'll come back and we'll check out the dry down when I come back. All right, so the dry down's happening. The main thing is I'm starting to get those middle notes are coming out a lot more strongly. The almond is kind of a nutty kind of, really it just smells a lot like it. Imagine if you don't cook much with almonds, it's kind of like if you were to saute or toast almonds on your stove, and it's that smell, but like cut that by like 45 to 50%. So it's a little bit of nuttiness kind of just in there, and it's just a little more green. So it's not quite like a cooked roasted almond. It's more like, all right, it's the almond fresh out of the shell, maybe like, and not like the almond you would get like in any given bag of almonds. Now that sugary note, that's done really well. It smells sweet. It doesn't start off that way. It starts off very kind of citrusy with that lemon added in the opening, but that sugary sweet smell along with the peony comes down, and it's very, very nice. Like that's the smell I'd want to smell on a lady if I were smelling on my wife. That's the goal. Just smells very sugary, but not gourmand. It just smells like, imagine you're cooking sugar cookies without vanilla. So the vanilla is not really there yet. It's kind of that just the smell of sugar. You can almost kind of taste it. Very cool, but it's not like cooking or baking. It's very hard to describe because it's not like a baked cookie. It's more like, imagine you put too much sugar in a lemonade. That's kind of what I kind of get from it, if that makes sense. Now the vanilla does start to come out, and it's a pretty quick dry down. It's only been about 10 minutes. And I can already start to smell that vanilla in there. But the vanilla combined with that sugary notes, very sweet, very feminine, very youthful. I would say this is a more youthful scent overall, but anyone in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they'll be fine with it too. No one's going to be like, oh God, she's wearing a teeny-bopper scent. That's not what this is. This is not a teeny-bopper kind of scent. This is, I mean, if a 16-year-old girl, or if a 16-year-old girl wore this, no one would be offended by it. But it's also like, it's not that super sweet candy smell. It's much more of like a refined kind of sugar, vanilla kind of combo. But yeah, the vanilla starts coming out after about 10 or so minutes. The mahogany notes, I guess the wood's kind of there just to kind of make it not super like cloyingly sweet from that sugar note. But it's kind of just a smooth vanilla is what you end up with. It's not a super, the vanilla itself doesn't smell like vanilla extract. It's just there. It's there and it kind of plays with the sugar pretty well, and you get vanilla, the sugar smells, and then that mahogany. It exists, but it's not, there's nothing overpowering here. I wouldn't go, this is not a wood forward final dry down. But yeah, you start getting the vanilla after about 10 minutes, and the amber kind of just makes it a little bit more smooth, and it's very, very nice overall. But yeah, that's my assessment of it. It's a great little buy. And for 40 bucks, spray your hearts out. Again, this is a very light fragrance. This is not something that's going to give someone a headache unless they seriously drench themselves. If you're looking for just a basic feminine scent and you happen to find this at Burlington, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, yeah, this is a good pickup. And for 100 mil, it's going to last you a while as long as you're like drenching yourself in it. Although you probably could drench yourself in it because the smell just is not super strong. So like I put 3 sprays on my arm, and then that's when I was like, oh, okay, now I get all these different notes very well. But yeah, that sugary note, I really like the sugar note. The sugar's done really well. Combine that with the peony flower is also very nice. And then, of course, the dry down vanilla. No one's ever offended by vanilla. Vanilla is always nice. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And that's my basic unboxing review of Burberry Brit for women, or for girls. For her, I think is what it says on the box.